Okay, welcome in everybody. This is a test today. This is only a test. Just trying out, this is kind of the first time I've done a live that's gone out to the public, not just a small audience here on the YouTube channel. So what I'm going to start out with today is something that's pretty interesting, is a story that just published this morning that I did for Market Beat. Hopefully you're seeing that right in front of you. Atai, I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's backed by Peter Thiel, the PayPal guy, the billionaire. He's this is a company, Atai, as it says right here, is using psychedelics like psilocybin mushrooms, Molly, MDMA, I guess it is, and LSD in applications for mental health treatment, like serious untreatable depression. Now, let me show you a chart here. This stock just went public the other day. I've got it up here on a daily chart. Went public at 15. You can see it zoomed way beyond that in its initial offer. So down here, looking pretty good. Today, right now, 622. It's still trading above its IPO price at 1876. After the IPO, it had a market cap, little less today than when I wrote about it because the stock is lower, 2.835 billion. So, this is interesting, and it joins a couple other companies that are doing the same thing, which kind of makes me wonder, is this something that is going to supplant the cannabis industry now in terms of kind of the latest big thing in terms of bringing some of these previously Schedule One drugs, or whatever it's called, illegal, right, as they're classified under U.S. law, uh, into the public to create treatments for people. And there are some universities that are doing research for this. Johns Hopkins, UC Berkeley, Yale, or some of these that are now finding some very strong results. Also, PTSD is another area that some of these are used to treat. And of course, people in the recreational drug market have known this for years. I've known plenty of people personally who have found some relief through the psilocybin mushrooms, microdosing, it's called. And we all know, I mean, right, MDMA, ecstasy, it's called, LSD, the LSD trip. I mean, we've known about that for decades. So it's pretty interesting that these are finally kind of seeing the light of day. I consider this great medical progress. Let's look at a couple of these other companies. Compass Pathways. Now, this is one that the Atai founder actually invested in, and I believe the company itself, Atai, has about a 25% stake in this particular company. Let me fix that there. Okay, hopefully that's a better view for you. So you see, this one went public back in April and is still holding above its IPO price, a series of losses here. That's to be expected, right? Any kind of biotech, it's in the biotech sector. You go through these clinical trials, and that determines whether or not you have a viable drug. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you go through all that, you see the stock crash. Sometimes the company has to go regroup, do something else. Sometimes these are set up uh, for a sale to a larger pharmaceutical. A lot of ways these things can go. A lot of ways you can get your exit. But you see right here, in terms of being buyable, this is not buyable right now because it's still deep in a correction. And we can pop over to a daily. I could show you that over here. So, it's just kind of meandering along. This is perfectly normal after an IPO. So that remains to be seen. And let me show you one other one here. This is Mind Medicine. And again, this is another one that's in the business of using the psychedelics. Now, this one is trading kind of lower right now. I believe that perhaps Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, is an investor in this company. And you see, we had a problem the other day that the CEO resigned effective immediately. So that's never good when that happens. And let's see what happened to the stock on that day. That was, let's see, June 7th, 8th, 9th. So it didn't really have much of an effect on the stock. Whatever was behind that news didn't really affect it. But obviously, this one is not viable right now either. So that is what I had for you today. Testing out the live stream. I thought this was an interesting topic to go live with. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Thanks for being